Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be looking at the bootleg version of the high-grade 1/4 scale Zaku 2 Black TriStar High Mobility Type, the origin version. And here's what the box looks like. At first, I thought that they just straight copied the box of the Bandai version. As you can see, this box is thinner compared to the real one. And aside from the markings, the images on each sides are also quite different from the real one. Enough of that. So now here it is built out of the box. Despite the actual issues it has for being a bootleg, I still like how this one looks like. The plastics are okay. It doesn't feel cheap at all, and the colors of the plastics are nicely executed. This is just a straight copy of the Bandai version. So there are no differences with the details and the overall looks. Unlike with the one I previously reviewed, the JMS Gundam Mark II, wherein they did quite some modifications with the overall looks. When it comes to the building process, I didn't encounter any problems or whatsoever. So for this review, I'll just point out some of the issues I have with this kit. Let's start first with the facial details. I think they're just fine. It's not like a Gundam where the facial details are much difficult to copy. But this tiny part here may pop off easily, so you have to be careful with this. Sometimes it pops off when you move the head. Next one, there is a gap on the shoulder part. It doesn't want to close, and it opens up further if you try to move the polycap joint underneath. Next, on the left arm, you can see this gap between the shoulders and the bicep armor. It doesn't want to stay in place, so you see that. So if I try to close the gap, it will just go back. Unlike here on the right arm, you can see that there is no gap between the shoulders and the bicep armor. Next are the highly noticeable seam lines on the forearms. Same one on the right forearm. Good thing on the back side, it is covered by the forearm armors, so you can see the seam lines. Next one is on the backpack. This part also gets to pop off easily. And you can also see that red sticker that doesn't want to stay in place. I guess I'll just have to remove that and have it painted. Also, if you can notice throughout the video, the plastics are too glossy because of the excess factory grease. So I suggest before building it, you try to wash it off first with water and soap. Enough with the issues. Now let's move over to the articulation. Starting with the head. So there, as you can see, just by trying to move the head, the small piece on the face pops off. Now going back, the head is connected to a ball joint, and underneath the head is a single bend neck joint. So the head can move forward that far. It can rotate a little side to side movement. The sides of the torso are articulated. It adds range to the butterfly joint movement. The right shoulder armor is on a ball joint, so it does whatever a ball joint do. I forgot to mention earlier, the side skirts can pop off easily. And apparently so are the arms. Going back, the left shoulder armor moves to the side. The arms are connected to the torso with a ball joint so it can rotate. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, ball jointed wrist. For the waist and torso, they are connected with a single piece that has two ball joints. The one on the torso is connected to the diaphragm, and the other one is connected to the waist. So it gives it a side to side movement, a little forward ab crunch, and a limited swivel. As you've seen earlier, the side skirts are connected with a ball joint, but it can only do a minimal movement. The front skirts can move all the way up to this point. Now for the legs. The legs are built for a wide range of articulation, but because of the side skirts, it gets hindered. So let's try removing one of them. Without the side skirt, it can kick to the side this far. With the side skirt on, it can only kick to the side this much. Kick to the front this far. Kick to the back gets blocked by the back skirt, which doesn't move at all. With the side skirt on, it can only kick to the front this far. But I think that is still a decent range. Moving on, there is a 360 thigh swivel, double jointed knees. I think that's a decent range even for a bulky design. There is an ankle rocker that moves forward and back. The feet are connected to a ball joint. The feet also has movable parts. Let's pop this off so I can show it better. So this part in the middle, it moves up and down. The heels are on a hinge and it does a minimal movement. Now let me put it back first. These thrusters on the backpack are also on a ball joint. So that is all for the articulation. Now let's move over to the accessories. Throughout the video, you've seen that it comes with two weapon holding hands, an open palm left hand, a right trigger finger hand, a beam rifle. This front handle is movable, so are these scopes. The round shaped magazine is removable, and this one comes with two of them. Next are two pieces of heat hawks. The smaller one is the stored mode version. Both of them have pegs for storing into the side skirts. So as you can see, there is a peg that goes into the peg hole in the side skirt. So it should look like that. The next one, which I think is the highlight of this model kit, is this giant axe. There are no moving parts or any gimmicks for this weapon, but it comes with clear effect parts. The giant axe must be placed between these two clear pieces. It is quite difficult to show this in front of the camera, so I'll just speed it up. So it should look like this. Next, it also comes with a clear action base. So I'll just show you the movable parts. And this one also comes with a connector piece. And now here it is with all the weapons that it comes with. I really liked how this one looks like, especially now that it's holding its weapons. Now let's compare this with the previous kits I've built. For the first one, we have the Bootleg high-grade Gundam Phoenix. Next one, we have the bootleg high grade Gundam TR-6 Hazel 2. Next is the one I previously, the high grade Gundam Mark II by JMS. And finally, we have the high grade Gundam Mark II by Bandai. So as I end this, I'd say that I really like this kit. Despite having some obvious issues, I really liked how it looked like. So I'm still gonna give this a rating of 7.5 out of 10. For a bootleg, I really liked the quality of the plastic. It doesn't feel that it will break easily, and it has a nice texture and feels. I also recommend getting this as it is pretty much uncommon to see a Bandai version of this in toy stores or hobby shops, at least from where I am. And it could be a decent substitute for the real one. So that's it for this review. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you have questions or suggestions, please leave a comment down below. Subscribe to see more videos like this. I'll see you on my next review. Thank you for watching.